Hello, good morning to everybody. I am Javaga from NSTA Chennai. Hello, can you hear me? So let us little wait for some time. We can start the class.
Yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So good morning to everybody. So today's topic I am going to teach is work, power, and energy. So there are three divisions. What is meant by work? Then what is meant by power and energy? All are related to each other. It's a very good topic and very, very important topic for day-to-day life. So in the work power energy chapter, I am divided into two parts. Today I am going to teach about the concept of all the three, work, power, and energy. For understanding more, tomorrow I can take the same topic, more problems on that. After doing more problems, application part is more, very, very more level available. So tomorrow that part I will take. Today, once you know the concept of work, power, and energy, problem solving very, very easy. So there are three divisions: work, power, and energy. So slowly, one by one, we can go. It contains so many matters. So first, I am teaching about work. So I read the line. Work is said to be done by a force when its point of application moves in its own direction. So what is the meaning? Work is done because of force applied. If you are applying some force, then only work will be done. If we are not applying force, no work will be done. So that's what they are telling. Work is said to be done by a force when its point of application moves in its own direction. The full meaning is work is done because of force applied, and it depends upon the direction of force, the job movement will be there. That's the meaning. How to measure the value of work? So second line, it is the product of force applied and distance moved. What is that meaning? So how much force applied on the job and how much distance the job has been moved. You are multiplying both, or you have to find out the product. Product means multiplication. How much force applied and how much distance it has been moved. You are multiplying, you will get how much work done. You see the formula, work done is equal to force applied into distance moved. You see the sketch, one job there, then some force applied, and the job has been moved to some distance. The dot line available, no? Job is shifted to that place. How much force applied and how much distance the job has been moved. You are multiplying both the data. So two factors involved here, force and distance. You are multiplying the force value and distance, you will get work done. For example, you see the again formula, work done is equal to force into distance. You will get in kg meter. The unit, the bracket is actually the unit, kg meter. But the standard unit of work done is joule. How to convert from kg meter into joule? You just multiply with 9.8. Why we are multiplying with the 9.8? Actually, what we are doing is we are converting the kg value into Newton. So everybody knows, I think, 1 kg is equal to 9.8 Newton. So that's why we are multiplying with 9.8. So the formula for work done is force into distance. How much force applied, how much distance moved. With one example I will tell. Suppose you see the sketch, the job weight is assumed as 50 kg. So understand, the job weight is assumed. Job weight is 50 kg. And the distance moved is 2 meters. Now, as per formula, work done is equal to force applied into distance moved. Here, how much force applied? The job weight only I told 50 kg. The mass of the job is mass of the job is 50 kg. If you want to move the job of 50 kg, how much force required? It depends upon the mass of the body. Here we have to take the force value is equal to mass of the body 50 kg. How much force required to move 50 kg job? Minimum force required to move the job is 50 kg. So the force value is 50 kg. Distance moved, for example, 2 meter means 50 into 2, 100 kg meter. If you want to convert into joule means multiply with the 9.8, you will get into joule. So work done. Once again, I will repeat. Work is said to be done by a force when its point of application moves in its own direction. It is the product of force applied and distance moved. So in brief, I will tell, work is done because of force applied and the depends upon the direction of force, the movement will be there. Job movement will be there. How to measure the value of work done? The product of force applied is actually it is a practical definition. The product, simply keep it in mind. The product of force applied and distance moved is called work done. Other things also not required. Actually, two factors involved, force applied and distance moved. So the product, simply keep it in mind, the product of force applied and distance moved is called work done. At least this much keep it in mind. The product of force applied and distance moved is called work done. Work done formula is kg meter. Our standard unit is joule. So multiply with the 9.8, automatically you will get in terms of joule. I think you understand work done. So the some other unit available. Different units for work done. I already told the standard SI unit is joule. Mostly work done is expressed in terms of joule. In a different system. So different units are there. The absolute unit of work in CGS system is Yerk. In MKS, it is joule. In FES system, that is British system, foot pounder. So here, what is meant by Yerk? ERG. We know work done formula, force into distance. Force expressed in dyne and distance expressed in centimeter means it is called dyne centimeter. Another name is Yerk. I think you understand now. Once again, I repeat, work done formula, force into distance. If force in dyne and distance in centimeter means you will get dyne centimeter. Dyne centimeter is nothing but Yerk. Similarly, what is joule? Force expressed in Newton and distance in meter means you will get Newton meter. 1 Newton, so Newton meter is equal to joule. 1 joule. So I think Newton meter is nothing but joule, or dyne centimeter is nothing but Yerk. Another practical unit of work done is gram centimeter in CGS system, kg meter in MKS system, and foot pound in FES system. As it is, mostly we are using as a absolute unit. The practical unit also possible. So this is the work done definition. So once again, keep the formula in mind. Work, the product of force applied and distance moved is called work done. Standard unit is joule. But kg meter also, okay. Work done can be expressed in kg meter also. If you want in joule, multiply with 9.8. Otherwise, expressed in kg meter. Then we can go for power, second part. The chapter, always keep it in mind, work, power and energy. Power, the rate of doing work is called power, the definition. The rate of doing work is called power. So before going to the actual meaning, go to the second line. Power is equal to work done divided by time taken. Work done divided by time taken. Or you can say the ratio between work done and time taken is called power. Or you can say another word, work done at a particular time is called power. So we last we studied work done. We know work done means force applied and distance moved. So in the work done definition, only two factors involved: how much force applied, how much distance it has been moved. Two data we are taken. Because once again see the sketch. So in the job, force applied, distance moved. Two factors involved: how much force applied, how much distance moved. For moving the job from one place to another, little amount of time taken. The time also taken into account means it is called power. At a particular time, some work is done means it is called power. I think you understand. Work done divided by time taken means at a particular time some work is done means it is called power. The time also here we are taken into account. The work done formula there is no time. Here time also we are taken into our calculation purpose. Work done at a particular time is called power. You see the second line formula, work done divided by time taken. Or the ratio between work done and the time taken is called power. In style English, they are telling the rate, first line, the rate of doing work is called power. Here the rate means the time. The rate of doing work is called power. Simple meaning is work done at a particular time is called power. I see the formula. Power P is equal to F into D divided by T. We already studied F into D means work done. The whole divided by T. T means the time. So FD by T. FD, the whole divided by T, is called power formula. Here force expressed in kg, distance expressed in meter, and time expressed in second means the unit you will get as kg meter per second. So power unit you are getting as kg meter per second. But the standard unit of power is watt or HP. The SI system it is watts, or the absolute unit of power is watt, and the practical unit of power is HP. How to convert into watts? The same formula, power formula, force into distance divided by time. You will get in kg meter per second. If it is multiplied by 9.8, automatically it becomes watts. If it is divided by 75, it becomes HP. How it come? So if it is FD, if it is multiplied by 9.8 means automatically the top portion kg meter per second become Newton meter per second. Newton meter we know joule. So joule, it becomes joules per second. It becomes joule per second. 1 joule per second is nothing but 1 watt. So understand or not? So don't get here in this chapter, particularly in the power, so many lot of unit confusion. Don't get confused. I will make it clear. Power formula work done divided by time. Simply keep it in mind. Power formula work done divided by time. Work done formula was in F into D. Time letter T. So FD by T is equal to power calculation formula. If you wanted to get in terms of express in watts, means you multiply the whole answer into 9.8. Automatically it becomes watts. I already explained. If it is multiplied by 9.8, the kg become Newton. So automatically Newton meter per second. 1 Newton meter means 1 joule. Then joule per second is equal to watt. So while doing problem, once again I will explain the tomorrow class or after completing the chapter. Similarly, HP divided by 75. So simply keep it in mind, power formula, work done divided by time. FD by T. FD, the whole divided by T. F always expressed in kg, D always expressed in meter, and T always expressed in second. If you want in watts, multiply with 9.8. If you want in HP, means you divide by 75. Automatically it becomes HP. The 75 is because of the conversion purpose. 75 kg meter per second is equal to 1 HP. That's why you are dividing by 75. Sometimes they may be asked, what is meant by watt? What is the unit of power? What is watt? Unit of power. Power we know, work done divided by time is power. So what means 1 joule of work is done in 1 second is called watt. In 1 second, 1 joule of work done means that is called 1 watt. So understand now. Watt means power unit. So 1 joule of work done in 1 second means it is called 1 watt. Then what is HP or horsepower? Animal. Horse is an animal. So read the line. The amount of work done by a standard horse in 1 second is called 1 HP. The quantity of work done by a standard horse, not very lazy, not very based on normal. Standard horse you take. In 1 second, how much work is done by a standard horse in one is called 1 HP. So this is about power. So again, I am clubbing work with power. Work done means 2 factors we are taken. How much force applied, how much distance job has been made. F and D, 2 data. Force and distance multiply means you will get work done. F D by T. If you have time also, if you are taken into account, it becomes power. And the power we are getting in different ways. Power on belt drive. So normally the motor one pulley mounted. Once the motor is switched on, the motor pulley will rotate. So that pulley is normally called driver pulley. I am mentioning in the sketch in a DR, driver pulley. Then by means of belt, we are in the sketch. By means of belt, we are transmitting power from driver pulley to driven pulley. While power is transmitting from driver pulley to driven pulley, the belt one side I am mentioning tight side, another side is slack side. If you are rotating in clockwise direction. And the T1, T2 are tension of belts. One side more tension, one side less tension. Slack side tension will be normally less. So by means of power belt, we are transmitting power. How to calculate the power in terms of HP? So directly I have formula given. Power in HP formula is 2 pi n T divided by 4500. So ready-made formula I am given. And one more formula, T1 minus T2. That is the difference between the tension, or you can say net tension, or difference between the tension of the belt. You have to express in kg, and velocity in meter per minute, the whole divided by 4500. You will get power in HP. Suppose the question find out the power in terms of HP. The letter N, capital N, defines speed in RPM and capital N torque in kg meter. So from this, if speed and torque data are given, means power calculation formula 2 pi nd by 4500. So it's normal. Most of the people, we are using this formula 2 pi nd by 4500, where n is equal to speed in RPM, t is equal to torque in kg meter. So torque, speed and torque given means you can use the formula 2 pi nd by 4500 power calculation formula. If tension of belt and velocity given means you can use the second formula for calculating power. T1 minus T2 and velocity in meter per minute. The whole divided by 4500. Automatically it be 4500 is not a new number. It is multiplied by 60/75. 60 into 75 means 4500. 60 for converting minute into second, and 75 for kg meter per second into HP. Here we already used the formula. No? 75 we use one place, we are using 75. No? That 75 into 60 is 4500. So the power calculation formula for belt drive, two formula I am given. 2 pi nd by 4500 if speed and torques are given. Tension of belt and velocity given is go for second formula. So the sketch, one is a driver pulley and another is a driven pulley. Driver pulley normally mounted on motor shaft. Driven pulley on the machine. Then go for power on engine. Engine means a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, the vehicle. No? The vehicle contains the engine. In that engine only power, we are generating the power or producing the power. The petrol engine, or whether petrol engine or diesel engine. Inside the engine, cylinders are available. The two-wheeler normally one cylinder available. In the four-wheeler normally four cylinders available in that inside the engine. Similarly, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, so many cylinders available. Depends upon the shape of the engine. Okay, power on engine. First, what is meant by indicated horsepower? What is meant by indicated horsepower? The actual power generated in the engine cylinder is called indicated horsepower. So what is the meaning? The actual power generated in the engine cylinder is called indicated horsepower. So inside the cylinder, actually what happened, the petrol air mixer is getting burned, or the diesel engine, diesel and air is getting burned. So lot of power produced in the engine cylinder. The total power produced in the engine cylinder is called indicated horsepower. Shortly we are telling IHP. Indicated horsepower. So understand, a number of times this question may be asked in the interview. So let's competitive examination. The total power produced in the engine cylinder is called indicated horsepower, or the actual power generated in the engine cylinder is called indicated horsepower. So what is meant by second one? What is meant by brake horsepower? So due to friction between the cylinder inside cylinder and piston, some friction, some power will be getting lost. Even though lot of power produced in the engine cylinder, all the power will not going to crankshaft or rotating the crankshaft. Some power will be getting lost, mostly due to friction. That losses also, if you are taken into account, after subtracting the losses, whatever power we are getting out, the net output power of the engine is called brake horsepower. You see the formula, you will understand. Brake horsepower is equal to an indicated horsepower minus losses. That is IHP minus losses. IHP means the total power produced in the engine cylinder. Subtract losses. I told you some due to friction, some power will be getting losses. You subtract the losses, finally you will get brake horsepower. So brake horsepower means the output power. So mostly the losses is happen due to friction. So the same formula again I am writing. Brake horsepower is equal to indicator horsepower minus FHP, or BHP is equal to IHP minus FHP. The power loss due to friction. That is called FHP. Again the same formula, rearranging the terms. IHP is equal to, that is the total power is equal to BHP plus FHP. See, and the last formula if you are keeping in mind means automatically anything possible. Total power is equal to BHP plus FHP. This question may be asked a number of times. Because it's a common day-to-day, all we are using vehicle. Na? So any interview, this question may be asked as a basic question. Now, how to find out the mechanical efficiency of an engine? Efficiency, the general formula for efficiency is output divided by input. In engine, the output is nothing but BHP. Input is IHP. The ratio between brake horsepower and indicated horsepower is called mechanical efficiency. So don't simply efficiency means the ratio between output and input is called efficiency. General formula for efficiency is the ratio between brake horsepower and indicated horsepower. Mechanical efficiency or engine efficiency formula is the ratio between brake horsepower and indicated horsepower. Mechanical efficiency always expressed in terms of percentage. That's why multiplying the whole answer by 100. You will get in terms of percentage. Any efficiency always should be expressed in terms of percentage. So the 3 points you keep in mind. Number of times this question may be asked in the examination or any interview, competitive examination, any one data question may be asked. Indicated horsepower, brake horsepower, frictional horsepower, and efficiency. Indicated horsepower means the total power produced in the engine cylinder. Brake horsepower means the output power of engine after the losses. Or the last line also keep it in mind. Indicated horsepower is equal to brake horsepower plus frictional horsepower. Then we will go for electrical power. In the house we are using house, office, everywhere we are using electricity. How to calculate the electrical power? So formula, you read the formula, you will understand. Power is equal to voltage into current. Power in terms of watts. Power unit, if you want to get in watts, voltage expressed in terms of volts and current expressed in terms of amperes, you will get power in terms of watts. So power formula, electrical power formula is voltage into current. So what is the two data? Current, normally in the house we are getting 230 volt and 5 ampere current. The machine and the workshop normally 440 volt and 15 ampere current is going. Because they are using a 3-phase motor and with the heavy duty motor they are using. So 440 volt with the 15 ampere current required for running 3-phase motors, 2-phase 3-phase motor. The house normally mostly we are using single phase motor. So 230 volt with a 5 ampere current is sufficient. So what is meant by current? The flow of electrons in a conductor is called electric current. While switch on, so current going means actually the electrons are flowing through a conductor. Conductor means copper wire or aluminum wire. Electrons are passing from one place to another. So the flow of electrons in a circuit or in a conductor or through a medium is called electric current. So electrical current symbol is I, unit is ampere. What is voltage? What is voltage? Voltage means the electrons are automatically will not flow. For moving the electrons from one place to another, some force must be required. That force is called electromotive force, or simply called voltage. So if voltage more means electrons going quickly. So we are telling now voltage drop. At that time, fan will rotate slowly, and if you are seeing the bulb will blown in dim condition. That means proper voltage not getting. So voltage is nothing but a force which moves the electrons from one place to another is called voltage. Unit is volt. So if you are multiplying voltage and current, you will get power in terms of watts. Very important formula. Electrical power calculation formula, voltage into current. P is equal to V into I. You will get in terms of watts. Suppose if you want to know HP means divided by 735.5. Then power on engine, that is the steam engine and petrol engine. Mostly the automobile people, they are using this formula. IHP is equal to blank divided by 4,500. It's not blank. Don't read like that. PLANK divided by 4,500. Where P is equal to mean effective pressure in kg per square centimeter. L means length of stroke in meter. The piston inside the engine, piston available, the piston moving top and bottom, dead center. The movement, piston movement called length of stroke. And A, area of cross section of the piston or cylinder. N, speed in RPM. And K, constant value. 1 for 2-stroke engine and 1/2 for 4-stroke engine. So mostly they are using the automobile people only, they are using this formula. So everybody just keep the formula in mind. So just formula, keep it in mind. Total power calculation formula, Planck divided by 4,500. Then we'll go for the third part, energy. So already we worked and we studied how much force applied and how much distance it has been moved. The two factors, force and distance. You are multiplying, you will get work done. And what is power? At time. For moving the job from one place to another place, some time it will be taken. So the time also, if you are taken into account, it becomes power. What is the energy? The capacity to do work is called energy. So again, go back to the previous example. For moving the job from one place to another place, some energy must be required for the man. Suppose some men are doing the job. So the capacity of the man or machine doing means the capacity of the machine for doing the particular job, particular work. That is called energy. So the capacity of the man or the capacity of the machine for doing a particular work is called energy. Simply saying is the capacity to do work is called energy. Capacity of the man or capacity of the machine. The unit is joule. So work done unit also joule. Energy unit also joule. Don't get confused, because the energy only converted into work. Whatever energy, suppose a man having means all the energy is converted into work. More energy we are having means more work will be done. Less energy we are having means less work will be done. For example, one a small boy can't be able to lift a 17 kg packet full of water, but we are easily lifting because we are having more energy. Boy can't able to lift. So depends upon the energy, work will be done. So that's why the unit work done and energy unit both are same. The capacity to do work is called energy. The unit is joule. So the both the definition the question varies. The capacity to do work is called energy. Power means the rate of doing work is called power. Some people they are getting confused. The rate of doing work is called power. The capacity to do work is called energy. So most expected objective questions, both the capacity to do work is called ABCD, or the rate of doing work is called ABCD, or interview also is a repeated question. Then we will go for types of energy. There are two types of energy. One is potential energy and kinetic energy. So what is potential energy? The energy of a body possesses or having because of its position is called potential energy. First you read the full potential energy formula is mgh, expressed in terms of joule. Potential energy calculation formula mgh. So what is meant by potential? I will give you the example. Suppose water in overhead tank or water is available in the dam. The energy available in the water, or easy example you take, water available in our overhead tank. The energy available in overhead tank is called potential energy. Once the valve is opened, the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So now you will understand potential energy is nothing but stored energy. Stored energy. Now you read the line, you will understand. The energy of a body having because of its position is called potential energy. Calculation formula, potential energy formula is mgh, where m you always express in kg, m mass in kg, g acceleration due to gravity, standard value 9.8 meter per second square, and h height in meters. Once you know the example, you will understand quickly. The example, potential energy, body placed at a height and water in overhead tank. So the tank, normally we are storing water. No? The water available in the tank is called potential energy. Once the valve open, it is converted into kinetic energy. Similarly, in the dam, water is available. It is having potential energy. Once the shutters are opened, potential energy converted into kinetic energy and the water is going out. Similarly, compressed gas in cylinders. The energy available in compressed gas in cylinder is called potential energy. I already told it's nothing but stored energy. Once the valve is opened, potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So potential energy is nothing but stored energy. The very, very, very important line you keep it in mind is the energy of a body having because of its position. The word very, very important. Repeated question, position. Then what is meant by kinetic energy? There are two types of energy. Kinetic energy. The energy of a body having because of its motion is called kinetic energy. Whenever a body is under motion, the energy available with the body is called kinetic energy. Formula mv squared divided by 2. or we can say half mv square. Where m is equal to mass in kg, v is equal to velocity in meter per second. Example, you can tell any moving body. Any moving body. Example, a moving train or a flowing water, blowing wind or rotating wheels. Any moving train, moving bus, flowing water, blowing wind, rotating wheel, all are example of kinetic energy. So moving body normally having kinetic energy. Then we'll go for law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So what is the meaning? We can't. The meaning is we can't be able to produce the energy. Similarly, we can't be able to destroy the energy. But people are telling, no, the thermal station, they are producing this megawatt electric energy. What they are actually, they are converting the energy. So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. We are converting one energy into another energy. So read the second line. If one form of energy disappear means it reappears in another form. So from this you will understand energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Another example I will tell. So assume that in a dam water is available. I already told the energy available in the dam water is called potential energy. Once you open the shutters of the dam, water is coming with a high velocity, and the water is allowed to fall on the turbine blades. So automatically the turbine shaft will rotate. Here what will happen? Potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Here water is falling with a high velocity. So the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. And again the kinetic energy is converted into mechanical energy because the turbine shaft is rotating. Then the turbine shaft is coupled with a generator shaft. So generator is rotating. So mechanical energy we are going getting into generator. So what is generator? Generator is an electrical machine which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy in terms of voltage and current. So the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Again, the electrical energy sent to all the house, office, everything, converted into again sound energy, light energy, heating purpose, so many. So again, they are converting. So here we are seeing the example. The energy we are converting initially from potential energy to kinetic energy to mechanical energy to electrical energy, from electrical energy to again sound energy, light energy, heat energy, like that. We are converting one energy to another, one energy into another, like that only we are possible. So by understanding this, we know energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Only it is converted one form to another form. One energy disappear means it will reappear in another form. Don't say it is destroyed. So example I am telling, mechanical to electrical energy. Mechanical energy into electrical energy. I already told the generator or the dynamo. Dynamo is nothing but a small generator. So electrical energy to mechanical energy is normally done on motors. Motor supplying electricity, other end shaft is rotating. Mechanical energy we are getting. Third one, electrical to heat energy. Iron box, heater, welding, soldering. So you are supplying electrical, other end heat we are getting. Chemical to electrical energy. The cell, dry cell, the battery we are using, no? They are keeping electrical in terms of chemical. Then heat to mechanical energy, locomotives, steam engine. Then heat to electrical energy, solar heaters, sun's rays falling on the some type of glasses, and current we are getting. So like that we are converting electrical energy. So what are so many energy we are reading? Electrical energy, mechanical energy, heat energy, like that. These energies are called kinds of energy. So already we studied, there are two types of energy, potential energy and kinetic energy. That two are called types of energy. The remaining all these energies are called kinds of energy or other forms of energy. Don't get confused. Types of energy means only potential energy and kinetic energy. Kinds of energy means all the remaining. Electrical energy, mechanical energy, heat energy, like that. Then you can go for electrical energy. The house we are using energy meter. It shows how much electricity we are consumed in a day or in a month or by month. So according to that one, the EB people, they are collecting the fees, electrical charge. So electrical energy calculation formula is power multiplied by time. It's called electrical energy formula. Normal unit of energy is joule. So power in watts, time in second, if you are multiplying means you will get joule. But mostly the electrical energy we are expressing in terms of kilowatt hour. For understanding the illiterate people and normal people, they are expressing, simply saying it as unit. How much unit consumed? That is nothing but how much kilowatt hour consumed. That is actually correct. How much electrical energy consumed means how much kilowatt hour you are consumed. The meter is called actually kilowatt hour meter or simply called energy meter. So here power you have to express in terms of kilowatt, and time you have to express in terms of hours. We will get kilowatt hour. One example will tell power. For example, you take one 25 watts bulb and switch on. Allow for running 40 hours. Or you can easy understand. You take a 100 watts bulb. 100 watts bulb. And divide by 1000. It becomes kilowatt hour. Kilowatt. Then multiply with the time. So power you have to express in terms of kilowatt. Multiply by time. You will get kilowatt hour. Normally 40 watts bulb mostly we are using. 40 watts, with the example, you check it. 40 watts bulb means 25 hours continuously glowing means 1 unit current the meter will show. So understand or not? 40 watts tube light. Normally mostly nowadays less voltage watts coming. Normal watts 40 watts tube light only 40 watts tube light. 25 hours continuously glowing means it will consume 1 unit current. Normally our fan is 60 watts. Approximately 18 hours continuously rotating means it will consume 1 unit current. You check with the calculation. But you must know the watt. Fan normally is 60 watts. Tube, the old type of 40 watts. Whatever watts, multiply with the time. You will get energy in terms of watts. So the 3 points we studied, what is meant by work, what is meant by power, and what is meant by energy. Work done means force into distance, 2 data. Power means force into distance divided by time, 3 data. And energy means the capacity to do, called energy, or two formula we studied, mgh and half mv square. So before going to problem, these are the things you have to keep it in mind. We already discussed theory, very easy. Once you theory understand, means automatically problem will be easy. More number of problems available. While doing problem, lot of tricks and lot of application. Because work power energy is very much applied in our workshop. So even though the concept very simple, while doing actual application, it will deviation because you need properly you have to apply. So to avoid the confusion, I am telling the hints. 1 kg is equal to 9.8 Newton. Kg to Newton conversion formula. I already told. Work power energy problems, lot of unit conversion will come. So if you are thorough in this hints, you will get the idea. 1 kg meter is equal to 9.8 Newton meter. 1 Newton meter is equal to 1 joule. All are objective questions. Again, 1 Newton meter per second is equal to 1 joule per second. Both are equal. 1 joule per second is equal to 1 watt. Similarly, 1 dyne centimeter is equal to 1 erg. 10 power 7 erg is equal to 1 joule. This question number of times repeated. And 1 HV is equal to 735.5 watts in metric system and 746 watts in British system. Both are allowed. You see the option, whatever option is there, both are right. 75 kg meter per second is equal to 1 HP. So once again, the 1 HP is equal to 746. Mostly the electrical people they are using. The mechanical people mostly they are using 735.5 watts. Yeah, mostly we have for a metric system formula. And the right hand side, 1 liter of water is equal to 1 kg. That you have to, while doing a problem, you must keep it in mind. Then 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liters. And 1000 cc is equal to 1 liter. Everything required. Then efficiency general formula is output divided by input. And for doing force formula we already studied. In some other chapter, here in this chapter little confusion, some people will get confusion. If force value directly given means you take it as force. Mostly they will not give. Mass of the body will be given. For example, 50 kg job available. How much work is it for moving 50 kg job up to a particular distance of 2 meters? Find out the work done for moving a body of 50 kg up to a distance of 2 meters. Here force value not given. Mass you take it as force. So 50 for moving 50 kg job, force required is equal to mass. So in this chapter, mass, load, weight, you take it as force. Sometime the job is moving on inclined plane or the slope. If slope data given means the horizontal position means mass equal to force. Suppose the job is moving on the slope. You multiply slope and mass. You take it as force. Suppose in between the sliding surfaces, friction given means. So multiply with the friction and take it as force. Only mass given means take it as force. Slope given means multiply with the mass. Friction also given means multiply all the three. Then you take it as force. So the first part of work power energy, I think already I discussed. Tomorrow, the same time, application of work power energy chapter. That means we are going to different types of problems. While doing problems only, you will understand the effect of work power energy chapter. The day-to-day life, the workshop, daily we are using this chapter problems. So the chapter is very, very important. Work, power and the energy. So the Kings also very, very important. So what we studied is, first what is meant by work we studied, definition and unit studied. Just the symbol I will recall. Work done means the product of force applied and distance moved is called work done. Standard unit is joule. Then power. The rate of doing work is called power, or work done at a particular time is called power. The unit is watts or HP. The third one, energy. The capacity to do work is called energy. There are two types of energy, potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy formula mgh, kinetic energy formula of v square. And other formulas, the power on belt drive, power on engine, electrical power formula also you have to read. So tomorrow class, you must attend. After doing problem only, the whole concept of our theory will understand. Now I am going all the theory little bit only. But while doing an actual problem, I will explain the problem along with the theory once again. Then only you will understand, because our chapter is workshop science. The work power energy is coming under workshop science. So the application part is very much required. So tomorrow we'll go to problems. While doing problem, the theory part also I will explain then and there. I hope you understand all the theory. So once again, you recall everything and keep all the concept in mind, and attend in the next class tomorrow. Okay. Anybody? So after completing the tomorrow's class, anybody want our video file? Means you make they give a WhatsApp number. I will send it. So tomorrow the problem we are going to solve it.